Hello YouTube, Ro here. It is February 24th, 2021, and I am about to start some of my seeds for spring here in Zone 6B. I am in Akron, Ohio, and I basically live like downtown. If you're new to the channel, I don't have any dirt around to plant and ground. Living downtown, I just have, I guess they call it like what is it? Concrete jungle, right? So all I do is grow in containers, and then my patio is crazy small. I have a small patio. I live downtown. I have no place in ground to grow anything, and so I'll be using mostly 17-gallon containers to grow in. But if you want to go back and look at some of my videos from last year for the patio garden, the container garden, you will see that for the amount of space that I have, I did exceptionally well. I grew quite a bit, and this year I am bumping that up, right? So like I said, I just bought, well, didn't just buy, I actually caught them on sale on Amazon, but I got 8 more 17-gallon containers that I was using those big ones to grow like my peppers in, and my tomatoes and my cucumbers. And so I'm going to be able to do a little bit more. It's going to be crowded, and I'm going to have to get real creative about where I'm going to place these things, because I do still use my patio. But rest assured, I will figure it out. So this year, I am definitely going to be doing tomatoes and peppers. But I'm going to need to start some of them. Now, last year I started all of my plants in my arrow gardens, but I didn't start those until I think like maybe end of March, beginning of April. I don't know, because everything that grows in the arrow garden seems like it grows like that, right? So, but this time I'm going to be doing some seed starting in soil. Yay me! Always got to be trying something new, right? So what ended up happening this past summer, I was at a thrift store. I was down in the valley, and I found like a large Ziploc of what I think they're called Jiffy pots. There are these things. You know what? These might be called or Jiffy pellets, because I feel like Jiffy pots are the pots that you can grow in and then leave your plants in them and plant the pot and the plant in the ground. I think like the pot is biodegradable or something, and that's not what this is. This is definitely not a whole pod. It's like a soil pod. So I'm just going to call this the Jiffy pellets, but I could be wrong on what those are called. But it didn't have the box with them nor any instructions. Again, I got them from a thrift store, right? And there was like, I don't know, 50 of them in this bag, and I paid $2 for it. So that's what I'm going to be using. What I did was, and I have 5 of them here right now. I have another 10 of them soaking to get ready to be, potted up, or to have some seeds put in them. So what I decided to do is that I put individual ones in these small plastic cups. I'm going to write on them, on the cups, what seeds I put in it. What I did was I pulled out my trusty seed finder. Right? And so I'm going to be starting my tomatoes, which are in the front. I'm going to be starting those at a later date. I'm not starting any tomatoes today. But I pulled out my seed binder, and and I picked out a few seeds that I want to start today. I got a lot of seeds. So, for today, I decided on, whoopsie. For today, I decided on starting some eggplants and peppers. Woo! Peppers, I love. I love, love, love peppers, but I'm not a hot pepper lover. So the hottest thing I think I'm going to end up growing this year, if I can get it started and going, because this will be my first time doing a hot pepper, is a cayenne. And then I'm also, with the eggplants, I grew an eggplant in my Aero Gardens, in an Aero Garden bar, or a bounty last fall. And it grew, and I got some eggplants off of it, but I ended up giving them away. I never tried them. Somebody came by, she was looking at them, she's like, oh my god, I love eggplants, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I ended up giving them to her, and then I didn't end up letting the plant continue to grow. I had gotten to the point that I wanted to put something else in it, because it took a long time to get to the point where I had the eggplants. So I'm going to try again. At least I have some experience growing it. I've not eaten it before. I take that back. I have had eggplant before. I would say maybe 3 times. And all 3 times I did not like it. I know what you're thinking. Why are you growing something that you don't like? Well, I don't know that I necessarily hate it, right? Like, just maybe it could have been the way it was prepared and I didn't like it. Also, it could have been the variety. So I'm gonna grow them myself and cook them myself, and you know, maybe I'll end up liking it. I know they look like very pretty plants. And the only thing, last fall when I was growing these eggplants, that was the first that was the first time I'd grown an eggplant. And what I didn't know was that they have I don't know what they're called, maybe thorns on them. So this time I know, because I jacked myself up a couple times last fall, forgetting that these had, at first not knowing that they had thorns, but then always forgetting that. So I'm not going to forget that now. But I'm looking forward to growing again. So let me show you what varieties I'm going to be giving a go. What we're going to be starting today. I already have my setup together for how I'm going to grow these while they, for the next, I guess, 10 to 12 weeks indoors. I have heat mats, but I don't think I'm going to use them and put these cups on there, because I feel like I'm worried that these will melt. I mean, I know they don't get that hot, but I don't know. I just don't want to mess around with that. They're not going on the heat mat. What I'm going to do is put them in a warm spot until they germinate, and then I'll move them to the space where I will be using a grow light. I will put a link to the grow light I'm going to be using in the description. And I will be putting all of these germinated plants, once they germinate, into a spot with this grow light. So, blah, blah, blah. Stop rambling, bro. Let me show you what I'm going to be doing with these 5 pots today. Well, they're not pots. I just said I wasn't going to call them pots because they're not technically pots. But I'm going to be putting in these Jiffy pellets. First up is an eggplant that I have not planted before. This one is called the Patio Baby F1. I got the seeds at Park Seed, and It just looks like such a cute little plant. For the indoor germination tips, they tell you to start the seed 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost. Sow 2 seeds per hole. Oh, okay. Anyway, it says the temperature should be between 70 to 80 degrees. And the seedlings will germinate in 7 to 10 days. After the germination, then to 1 seedling per hole. And keep the soil evenly moist by bottom watering and provide bright but not direct sunlight. After the seedlings have 4 true leaves, transplant them to larger 2 to 3 inch peat pots. Okay, I can do that. So that's my first seed that I'm going to be doing, the Eggplant Patio Baby F1. The other eggplant that I'm going to be doing, I got from Baker Creek. Let's see if I can. And it is called the Little Fingers eggplant. Aren't those neat looking? These are the ones that I grew. I only grew the one plant, but I grew it in the Arrow Garden Bounty. Worked like a charm. It got a little tall for the machine, but that was fine. It still produced like crazy. I think they're not very big, so at least like the ones that I grew. And I got, I want to say maybe like 15, 20 of them. I just gave them all to my girlfriend. But anyways, these are going to be growing in 17. I'm thinking these two can go into one 17-gallon container. We'll see. But anyway, eggplant, Little Fingers from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. Long, slim black fruit produced in clusters on compact plants. Harvest finger-sized or larger. Sweet, mild, flavorful. It says to start indoors 8 to 12 weeks before the last frost. Heat mat helps to warm the soil and speeds germination. Set out larger transplants helps to fight pest pressure. I don't know. This is the one that I have experience growing, so I'm feeling pretty confident with this. Next up, I will be doing the cayenne pepper. I picked up these seeds. These are American Seed brand. I picked this packet up from, might have been Dollar General, to be honest. No, Dollar Tree. I don't go to Dollar General. The one around me is, oh my God. Oh my God. It's like the place where crazy people go to feel normal. So I never go to that Dollar General. But these didn't come from Dollar General. These came from Dollar Tree. And so these are the Cayenne Long Slim Red Pepper. They were 4 packs for $1. These slender, very hot peppers are excellent for pickling and canning as well as drying. The dried flakes may be sprinkled on chilies, salsa, and other dishes. The wrinkled 5-inch long fruits are pencil slim, maturing from dark green to fiery red. Compact plants produce high yields. Pungency rate 30,000 to 50,000 Scoville units. Sow the seeds indoors 8 weeks before the last frost date. Set in a warm location. 80 degrees or above is ideal. Transplant seedlings to individual containers when they have 2 pairs of leaves. Harden the seedlings off gradually. Transplant to a sunny garden. I can do that. I think. Next pepper is called the Ajvarsky. I'm guessing. We're all guessing whenever we read these names on these packages. Anywho, isn't that pretty? I've seen this in a couple of videos, and I want to say Midwest Gardener grew these one year, and I seen the video, and I was like, ooh, that looks like a nice pepper. I guess I'll give it a try. Seeds from Baker Creek, heirloom seeds. It says amazingly fragrant Macedonian roasting pepper, stocky 2-foot plants covered in 6 to 7 inch rich red pods. Start these seeds indoors in bright light 8 to 12 weeks before your last frost date. Peppers often appreciate a little bit of afternoon shade during the hottest summer weather. And the last pepper I'm going to be growing is starting today rather, is the Lesia pepper, seeds from Baker Creek heirloom seeds. It says here, believed to be the sweetest of all peppers and with the thickest flesh we have seen. Lesia is a total crowd pleaser with intensely juicy texture. Plants are stocky and high yielding and altogether rugged and easy to grow pepper. Start indoors in bright light 8 to 12 weeks before the last frost date. That's that. Isn't that pretty? What really sold me was the thick flesh. I love a nice red sweet pepper, and I do enjoy thick flesh peppers. So I do want to mention, even though I'm writing like the date and the names of the plants on these cups, on my phone I have an app called Seed to Spoon. I will also be entering this information into that app so that I will have it in more than one place. It's a great little app. It was free. Check it out. They have things you can purchase at the back, you know, like within the app, stuff like grow bags and fertilizers and tomato cages and all that other stuff. And I think that's how they make their money because, like I said, the app is free. Probably just need to go to your app store. I don't know if you're an iPhone or a Android, but I'm sure it's in both. I have an iPhone, so I know it's in that. Anyways, all right. So, gosh, I talk too much, don't I? So there we have it. Cayenne, Lesia, Javarsky, Littlefinger, and Patio Baby. All potted up. I just need them to germinate. I'm so excited, you guys. Spring is like, well, let's find out. How many days until spring?
Spring will start in 24 days, on Saturday, March 20th, 2021.
I'm so excited. I mean, that means absolutely nothing here in Ohio, at least, because it still probably be super cold and snowy and miserable and muddy and gross. But it will technically be spring and it'll make me feel better. So I hope I gave you guys some ideas. I will put links to get all of these lovely seeds down below. I don't have links for these pods. I'm calling them Jiffy pellets. I don't know if they're Jiffy pellets. Again, I bought them at a thrift store and they were in a Ziploc bag. They didn't come with instructions. I don't know what brand they are, so I'm not going to supply any links for those. But I will do so for the seeds. And if there's anything you want to know, plant related, feel free to ask me. I'll do my best to answer your questions, and I will be with y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.